Oh my goodness. Oh my. Hello guys. David Action Jackson coming at you live representing Action Jack Fitness. I know it's been a while since I made another video. I made my last video, but I want to talk about a topic that I think is something more of a like a learning experience. So I think when we all have some kind of like fitness journey, typically it comes with like lessons learned through that journey. And so I want to talk about the stuff that I learned in, I don't know, the last 9 or 10 years of me doing like bodybuilding and um like not even like on stage bodybuilding, but just like home, building muscle or going to the gym and building muscle, all the stuff that I feel I learned from it. So since 2010, I've been like 2009 is when I started like really getting into like fitness, like finding, I guess you could say, an interest in it, and I was serious about it too. Like when I got into the reason why I got, well, there's several reasons, but um the two main reasons was, one, I kept getting bullied in high school. Oh, I got bullied through like middle school, high school, elementary school, middle school, and high school, and I hated it because it was like things were the things people would say to me, just like it would make me mad. I never really took stuff from bullies. I didn't take any kind of crap from bullies, and so when high school hit, because I got into a couple fights in high school, and just two. Well, I mean, if you count the ones that were because even though I don't really say it often, when I was younger, I actually practiced mixed martial arts, and I got to that point where I knew where all the pressure points on the body were. Now, in my whole life, I've only ever knocked out probably four people. I've been in maybe like 7 or 8 fights, but some of them the people just wanted to stop after that. Um, for me, because I hate bullies. I hate bullies, and like there was a couple of times where I would make a big scene. Like I make the biggest scene I can because I want that person to feel like they messed with the wrong person. Now, I won't talk about the fights I was in, but basically, like, I wanted to do bodybuilding because it was like not only was the bullying get to me, like people would call me like they call me like tiny, little, just things that like would mess up a person's ego. Um, I hated it. Now, when it came to like playing football and all that, because my coaches, when I was in high school, I didn't have to worry about getting bigger, stronger, or faster. And I think that like when it comes to teenagers now, like when their coaches tell them that, it's automatically like, oh, I gotta jump on steroids, I gotta jump on this or that, because if I don't, I'm not gonna be able to play next year or whatever. Like whatever excuse they have to use some stuff they don't understand. Now, me personally, I don't like the fact that a lot of people actually do steroids because I think it's cheating. And I think a lot of teenagers, even normal people like myself, like normal people like myself, even though I go to the gym and I'm educated when it comes to nutrition. I'm educated when it comes to like fitness and health and like working out and all that. Um, but I feel like, oh, hold on, let me put this down. This is a great thing. Nintendo Switch, great thing to have. Um, but yeah, like there is how do I put this? Basically, there's the group of people out there that really just feel like that's the route they have to take in order to get better, and I don't believe that at all. Now, I won't knock anybody's hustle because I mean, if you that I don't think people should care whether you like take it or not, or take any kind of performance enhancement or even sight enhancement. But for me, I feel like um the bullying and like just my interest in like getting fitness oriented, I guess. That's what got me. Now I've learned a couple lessons from just doing bodybuilding alone. Basically, besides like taking nutrition in college, um, at like over the years, you kind of just like you pick up that skill where you can measure stuff out. If you like eyeball it, you can measure out like a cup or like how much I don't know egg whites are or like I don't know the proper amount of vegetables or fruits or whatever. You know, just like eyeballing stuff. Um, I learned through just going to the gym alone and like working out because before I started going to the gym at all. When I got into college, like 2011, I bought my first weight set, which was a 15-pound pair of dumbbells, and I still have those dumbbells to this day. 8 years later, and so I have my first bench, and all the weights I've ever bought, I have them here in my room right now, and I've learned that because I would work out 3 to 4 hours per workout, and that was like that's how I would do it. That's how I would do it. Like I picked up discipline by doing that. And the one thing I would do because this is how I got into that. Like basically, I would put on a bodybuilding documentary. Back then, like back in 2010, because I was on YouTube. Like I've had my channel since May 2009, and I was on YouTube back then watching like fitness channels like Vince Del Monte, um what is his name? Well, now I was watching Jeff Cavalier back then. That's probably like one of my biggest inspirations. Was like I would, I used to love how well, I still love his videos because he's really informational. And besides being like a physical therapist, athletic trainer, and like training just doing all these like different types of variations for workouts and well, like, different exercises because I know over to like the millions and millions of people he's helped, and I can tell you like when I was younger, some of the exercises that I do now to literally avoid getting injured, I do from like remembering what he used to like the types of videos he would make, and I don't do exactly all of them because it's like really hard to remember some of them. But credit where it's due, basically, because I think he was one of the first fitness channels I watched. Now Vince Del Monte, back then before I seen his like his bulk like most recent one, it didn't look good. It didn't look good, and I used to watch a lot of his videos. Then he started doing like what are those things called? Seminars. He started doing seminars, and I noticed some of the information that he puts out there, it doesn't make sense. Like some of the exercises that he does, he gets the body parts mixed up, and I just like I stopped watching him after that. And then it's not to knock his hustle because he came really far from being like skinny Vinny to being like now. Um, Props to him though. Just props to him. I'm not gonna knock his house. I'm not gonna judge him or anything like that. Cause I'm to this day, like I know all kinds of different exercises, all types of body parts that they work, and just different things. And I try really hard not to injure myself at the gym because I know ego gets the best of us sometimes, and I never really um I never wanted to get hurt at the gym. Like I have to this day, I've never been hurt at the gym, and I try to work out smarter instead of harder. People, I think you should work out hard, but I'm not saying not to. Just I think you should work out smarter. You know. But anyways, I picked up discipline. I picked up discipline, um, and patience because when I first got into like trying to get bigger, or at least like trying to gain weight. I one of the things that it got to me besides my pacemaker because I always make videos about my pacemaker and how much I hate it, but it literally is it's a part of me, and I've literally helped so many people just try to understand like if they have one, just try to understand it, like not really, not the stuff that they tell you to avoid this and that. I'm telling you stuff that I feel and I go through. um and this is just my personal experiences. Now, I I think another thing that I picked up from just like my fitness journey alone is the like having limits. Having limits because I think when you limit yourself to like a few sets and reps, that's where you cut off the muscle growth part. Because yeah, you can do like a set amount of sets and reps, but I preach for going to failure. And the reason why I do that is because it's like you tell yourself like you're only going to do this amount of exercises, or you're going to do I guess like this amount of like reps for this exercise and this amount of sets for this exercise, but you won't go any further than that. And it's like you're doing the same thing other people do. And I feel like that won't help you out. Like I don't think that helps anyone out. It might, but like beginner wise, and maybe like intermediate. But I swear, like I've seen so many things through the years. Picked up small lessons, and one of them is don't use your ego. Whatever you do, don't try to like have that ego in your head telling you, oh, I'm gonna push this or I'm gonna lift this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna run this. Um, and I'm not talking like you can't have ego all the time. I'm just saying like in certain situations, like fitness wise, it's not smart to have a really big ego when you know your ego isn't as big as you say it is. As awkward as that sounded, but yeah, like I picked up patience, and when I first started, the thing that I had to tell myself is no matter how long it took me to get bigger, build muscle, just to have even like the smallest amount of muscle, I would do it. I'll go through that journey. Now, I did tell myself I wasn't going to try any supplements though. That was the part where I kind of just was like I threw it out the window because when it comes to like nutrition, if you don't have like all the key parts in it, some things just aren't gonna happen. And I'm not saying you don't have to have you don't. I'm not saying you have to have supplements. I just like I want to experiment with supplements, and then by supplements, I'm just talking about like pre-workout, BCAAs, protein powders. I've tried like weight loss powders. I didn't really like them though. Some pre workouts I don't like them. Some BCAAs you gotta mix them a certain way, and it just like some pre workouts I do like some of them I do. I just like I'm a flavor person, so if it tastes good to me, I do it. I'll do it. But I'm not like a like you know I can't afford any kind of like steroids. I can't do that. I can't do it because it's like people will empty their whole wallet, their whole bank account trying to buy a vial this big or however big they are, trying to buy some pills that they probably aren't even what they are. It's just like if like let me take this Advil for example. Yes, Peggy got the Advil. Um, basically, like say Advil wasn't Advil, because I know it like comes in little blue gels, and I'll show you guys what these look like. Now it's they say Advil on them, but what if they weren't Advil? You know, like what if it was like sugar pills or water pills? They say Advil on them, and it literally like it just there's a lot of things that I. Think you can scoot over? No, like lay your little head back down. Don't you green at me. Um, but yeah, like I think like some people, they really do will go. They'll go out of pocket, just way out of pocket, way out the way out and deep online just to buy some stupid little vial where the side effects are way worse than the what you really want. Cause I know, like, even though I studied in like biology, I took chemistry and just different types of classes. I major in anthropology, and so one of the things I had to like do was chemistry. Um, I'm taking archaeology, just different things, and I can tell you, I've looked up a lot of these things. But the one thing that I think makes us different from like the people in the past is that we really go for like the shortest route instead of like trying to figure it out um from a I guess a physical standpoint. Um, that's people nowadays because I know pre-humans, not I won't say pre-humans, previous species of humans were way better than us. Like even though their diet was kind of like iffy, but ours is too apparently. But their diets were like iffy. Some of them were more specified. Some of them were more specified. I know they were a lot cleaner because they had to be, and it was iffy because food wasn't always available. Now food's available, and there's a lot more to it. And so for me, patience was one of the things I had to have. It's like one of the things that you need if you want to survive trying to like build muscle, even though it takes a while. Because my first few years so far, I'm in the 200 pound range, and I at first I couldn't believe it. Like I literally couldn't believe it, but I'm there. Like I was the highest at 207, and how I looked at 207, I looked when I was 180 pounds. And so it just, like, I guess that's like diet. That's diet. Because diet is what, I look, people say it's 90% diet or 80% diet and like 20% in the gym. Probably like less or more. But I feel like there's equal amounts because in order for you to like work out and have in order for you to change, transform and have all the other aspects of like fitness and health and all that, you gotta have food. And um basically like recently the past few months have been like all food for me. Like occasionally I'll have like a protein shake, but I typically put a lot of like fruits and stuff in them. And I started putting spinach in them. Spinach, Greek yogurt, wheat germ, things that you probably not even like things, just like small things you wouldn't find in a protein shake. Like I know some people put chia seeds. I tried it and I just don't like that pop taste that they give off. Like it's a peppery taste. Um, but like I put wheat germ in mine, and it's just like certain protein powder flavors. But yeah, like I had to have patience, like a bunch of patience, because where I was in 2000 and from 2009 or 10 to 2013, I think I was 125 pounds. No, 2012, I guess I was 125 pounds, and then like May of 2012 or June or something like that, I decided I was going to get bigger. Like I was going to try it. And so I bought my first protein powder. And then I hit 140 pounds. And like the journey there was like me more working out like the 3 or 4 hours. I got my first gym membership, and I was just like, it was like a. I tried to be religious about it. I tried to be religious. I'm not as religious about it now because I don't have as much time as I did back then to go to the gym, because now I'm like, I work earlier in the morning and I get off in the afternoon, and I kind of just want to go home and relax. But I went to the gym last night and I have this bump in the middle of my back. I was trying to work out my back until I realized the bump was there. It messed up my workout. And so the only parts I feel is like my upper back and my lats are like that. I feel them. I feel from when the only 3 exercises I did, and I feel it. But yeah, I had to have patience. Um, so the one thing I think, if I had to like give off any kind of lesson from this video, would be like to pick up those own lessons for yourself, to kind of have them in the back of your head, knowing that you accomplished some of those things. Um, but anyways, I'm David Action Jackson, coming at you live representing Action Jack Fitness. I will see you guys in my next video.